Hi Aquarius, welcome to your love reading. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Now let's see what are the energies for you right now and the energies in the near future. Let's see what is this card, Eight of Swords. You have been stuck thinking to solve a complex situation, but it became much more complex than anticipated. But let's shuffle. Let's start by shuffling 5 times and let's begin. Okay, what are the current energies? Okay, and that's what I expected. In fact, when I saw that combination, Seven of Swords, Two of Swords reversed at the bottom, Three of Cups. Now, deep inside, maybe this is in your subconscious, you do like the idea of reconnecting with this person. Having a good time with them, having a harmonious, happy reunion, in fact, something that is celebrated. But what you are doing right now is you are trying to avoid them. You're trying to avoid somehow a disaster being repeated. You know that you have been very indecisive, that you had a strong attachment to this person, but now you made that decision, you want to move on, and you're trying to avoid any energy that makes you stuck again or stick too much to that past energy. Yes, sticking too much. Making it impossible to leave it then, if it was to be repeated. That's the kind of impression I'm having. So this is your plan, your strategy on trying to protect yourself from repeating the same story and having the same outcome. What about the near future? Lots of communication with somebody here. Might be an air sign. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, might be another Aquarius. There's somebody that either you will have some deep interest or they will have a crush on you. Lots of communication, it feels like. There are some feelings here involved, slowly growing. But why is this Eight of Swords? The Star. If there's some long distance, like if you're communicating online with this person, you might not be very well convinced, or if there's some physical distance and there's this long distance potential, long distance relationship, it creates hesitation to you or them as well. And there's a second story that I'm getting. If it is not the distance, it is the idea that one of you might not be fully convinced into each other when you see that there's some confusion and hesitation sometimes. You will notice it or they will notice it. So it feels like this is a very mentally stimulated conversation, interaction. The chemistry is here through the mind, mentally. Mostly. That's what I'm getting in the beginning. And there's attraction being developed and some feelings later, but the idea is, can I trust this person? And if you go down that lane, it might get complicated. The mind always will find reasons why this may not work. Two of Cups. This is an important connection. I think use your heart more in this case. Yes, you are an air sign, more motivated logically and trying to analyze and make sense of the situation as well, but try to see if there's some feelings here, if the heart skips a beat when you think about them, or they call you, or they are in front of you. You feel something in their presence. It means something to you that this is important, this should be pursued and not given up that quickly or overanalyzed. This is the message. But let's see if we have something else here. What might block love for you in general? Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords. Whenever you have something passionate, very intensive. You get worried. You get worried because you go back into the past, into the memory book, and you recognize that you once had a very passionate moment with somebody, you created some big expectations, and then the pain was harsh, was too much in the end. So you have fear to see something beautiful, to keep developing. You have fear seeing something beautiful developed. That's the impression I'm getting. So yes, falling in love and dating, opening up with vulnerabilities to somebody is risky to the heart especially, but there's no other way. Either you take the risk and hopefully you have a wonderful interaction and connection, or you just protect yourself and stay in the castle inside it, very well protected. Time passes and you may regret it later. You regret that you didn't fight more or didn't invest more or see further what was something there, especially if there's a new interaction. Because an air sign will always think about that after the connection ends. It will find reasons for both sides, the good and the bad. The good reasons why it should have worked if something different happened, or if they didn't do that, I didn't say that, I waited, or I was more decisive. So always putting data into the logic, into the comparison, or coming to that conclusion is mostly through the mind and not the heart. Okay, let's continue with the pause energy. What was there? There was a love proposal. There were feelings here, definitely, and it seemed very stable, mature as a person. It felt like you were the perfect, stable, solid couple. Very mature, the love was being offered. This could be something to envy or be jealous, to see this couple, you both, from the outside. Like from the outside, everything seemed perfect. But definitely something went wrong or didn't work. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to me right now. And what was that? 8 of Wands. Why the 8 of Wands? 7 of Pentacles. Either it was long distance here, or it was waiting too long to communicate, or just investing and not getting the same outcome back. So might have not been neutral. Okay, waiting and hoping. Maybe waiting and hoping for something to develop, or waiting and hoping for something that was already over, had already ended. So if you had something on and off, the second, third, or I don't know, the X time you tried to make this work, you were trying to rebuild something that was over. Make alive something that ended as a connection. So it did end a long time before a particular timeline, I think. And beyond that timeline, it seemed to at least one of you that there were still chances, but in fact, the connection had transformed long time before. Yes, it had transformed long time before, but their hopes were there. Now let's see about this person in your mind right now. The Chariot, the Death card, Page of Wands, the Sun. The Strength, the Hierophant, okay. They have learned some big lessons from this experience with you. Have they learned the lessons? I think yes. They have learned some lessons there, but still they act immaturely. They have that immature energy. They have this mixture of a person that has learned the lessons, but from time to time they go back to that ground zero moment in energy. I do see them resistant. I do see them attempting to come towards you, but they know it has ended. They think that marrying you, being with you in a stable, serious connection will make you happy, them happy especially. They think about that communication, but it has ended. But at the same time, they have this resistance because as much as they like to believe that they will be happier with you in a much more stable, traditional connection, maybe you making this official, they are resistant. They're not quite sure. Maybe this is an illusion. They ask themselves sometimes that making this formal would make this work, would make you both more responsible and focused and be working much harder and be much more patient because now we have something official and yes, official and formal. They do know the castle has been destroyed, but they didn't expect it to happen that fast, or they didn't expect you to make that decision that quickly, in that determined way of your energy to end this that fast. They didn't expect it. They didn't see it coming from you. Ace of Wands, the Empress, Wheel of Fortune. I do think that after that Tower moment, they do like you more. And sometimes even they fantasize about what if you reconnected and tried more. Deep inside, this person knows that there are no chances here. They're trying to find reasons, I think, to reconnect. Not to just reconnect, they want to picture a much more beautiful photo in their mind of you being happy with each other, being married. But sometimes they just think this is their fantasy. That can't happen. This is not real. They're just daydreaming. Do they like you? Do they have fantasies about you? Yes, a lot. Do they desire you more after the separation? Definitely, yes. It's this kind of scenarios where the distance makes the love bigger and much more magnetic. Now, if you want to know more details about this person that is currently in your mind, there's an extended reading in the description box with more details about their current energies if you are interested. Aquarius, this was your general reading. I hope this was helpful. I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.